Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna talk about tips that you can utilize right now to help you 10x your career or your business or your full desk as a recruiter. This is all based on my own experience. I hope it helps. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. Just want to give you as much value as possible to help you level up in hopes that maybe we can collaborate and partner together one day. That'll be awesome. But before we get started, please consider supporting a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell, cop some merch for yourself, and let's get into it. So tip number one is try your best to always meet your clients in person. It is no secret why after almost a decade, some of my best clients that I have even right now for my own agency are those that I've met in person in my first year working for myself. There is absolutely no substitute for the value or impact that in-person meetings give you. Yes, it requires more time and commitment and logistics to go out and physically meet people, but I promise you that these meetings will have a much higher chance to last the test of time. And hopefully, you will not only get the chance to work with them the first time around, but as you continue to cultivate and strengthen that relationship over time, it will come with an abundance of opportunities, whether the client introduces you to more clients, introduces you to other candidates, introduces you to other opportunities, because you remain memorable and you've created and you really made the effort to make a impression in person. I think it's much harder to do right now, obviously in 2024, with technology advancing at 200 miles per hour. Now you have AI, you have automations and things like that. But I promise you, even right now, despite all the technologies that are happening, you can also make the same argument in any service or any business out there. Meeting someone in person will always trump the impact, the memory, and the value than seeing someone through a screen, whether it's through Google or Zoom or whatever. So do your best to go out there and meet the clients. This is also why it's really important for you to, when you first start specialized, right? Whether it's specialized around a certain market or a specific geographic location, so you can really own that location. And if you're physically there, it's much easier to go out there and meet candidates and meet clients. So this is the biggest con if you are working on all different types of jobs across the entire country. If you are, let's say, focused in senior software engineers, specifically in fintech, specifically early stage seed to Series A or B that are in New York City, Manhattan specifically, you can go out there and you can meet people in person and just be more memorable than all the cold calls or cold emails that they would have gotten otherwise from other people. Did you just start your own recruitment agency and are struggling getting your own clients? Are you thinking about starting your own agency but afraid to make the jump? Do you have your own clients but you're struggling to find the perfect candidates fast? Do you have a full-time job and want to do recruitment part-time to make more money on the side and have no idea how to? If you answered yes to any of these questions, please consider joining our private community. It is a trust-based community where recruiters around the world can support, collaborate, and work together on placements all around the year consistently. In this community, you will directly have access to the real open jobs of my team and of our members, and you will also have the chance to access trainings, events, giveaways, and much more. If you are part of this community, I communicate and work with you as if you were on my own team, and I'll do whatever I can to do a placement together with your client or candidate. So if you're struggling to get your own clients or candidates and you want a way you can make sure you can be busy all year round by having access to many more open roles, then this is something you need to look into. This is open to people around the world and is open for recruiters in every industry and experience levels, as we will always have a good number of variety of open jobs across sectors, markets, and industries. I'm really happy to say that within the first 30 days, we have already have a new member with minimal recruiting experience do his first placement that had a total fee of almost $30,000 US, and we are working hard to do many more this year. If you are interested and excited, there are only a limited number of spots open, so make sure you sign up quick at patreon.com/recruiterpreston. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Discord. We can set up a time to chat. See you on the other side. Like, boom, that's your market that specializes in front end or full stack, right? Then you can be super narrowed in. You can go out there and you can meet people in person and just be more memorable than all the cold calls or cold emails that they would have gotten otherwise from other people. The second tip is when it comes to client acquisition, client development, you obviously want to target companies that are hiring, right? Whether they're actively posting on jobs or other sorts of metrics that you can kind of discover. But it's also important to reach out to companies in your specific market that might not seem like they're hiring. Because again, if you watch my videos for a long time, you know that recruiting is 100% based on relationships, and relationships hopefully last a very long time. So what you want to do is still be able to reach out to them, introduce who you are, establish value. Maybe there's something that you saw in the recent news or their LinkedIn profile, yourself that you can kind of add as an icebreaker, but you can really start a relationship with them while subtly low-key introducing yourself and the services or values that you can offer to them and their team and company, and then build that relationship over time. And once they actually start scaling or hiring, who will they think of? You, right? So it's really, really important to not only go after those that are actively like posting or looking to hire, but the competition for those is high because many other agencies are doing the same thing. What about knowing your market really well and then reaching out to companies in that space to develop relationships for the objective of not for the short-term win, but for the long-term gain? And through that, opportunities will come to you when it comes to hiring, introduction, referrals, just because you've made an impact to go the other way when everyone's going this way. You're going towards the path with a little bit more resistance, a little bit harder, but because of that, you have less competition from everyone else, less noise, and you have a higher chance to get eyeballs in front of your outreach, and then a higher chance to be able to cultivate that seed into hopefully a budding relationship that can create and offer a lot of great opportunities and bountiful abundance results for you and your team. So the second tip is also reach out to companies that are not hiring, right? Map out your market and be as specific as possible. So when you're starting out, you want to be specialized in not only the specific types of roles, but ideally also a specific type of geographic location. And then just map out crystal clear a good list of companies that you know would be hiring eventually, the types of roles that you are specialized in, right? And then try to find maybe 3 to 5 people per company, find the contact emails, reach out to them, and establish that conversation. So this takes a lot more patience because you're not going to get a quick win, but it's all about nurturing and long-term just cultivating of relationships that can hopefully turn into something awesome for you and your team. So that's my second tip. The third tip is when you are working for yourself, whether that means you are a freelancer or a solo recruiter or you have a small team, you want to focus your time on those activities that have the biggest impact on the needle, those income producing activities that are actually pushing your desk and your business forward. The hardest thing about working for yourself is you don't have a boss, you don't have an accountability partner or a manager to tell you what to focus on. You have to be crystal clear. So when it comes to recruiting, you really want to focus on things that produce the most ROI for your business. What does that mean? Finding clients, finding candidates, putting it together, doing placements, and making money. Everything else should come secondary. Admin, media, ads, taxes, like plugins, signing up for 100 different tools. Like you should keep it very simple and clear in terms of your scope and responsibilities and only focus on things that will help you fight another day, a week, or another month. And once you're able to do a couple placements, reinvest that profits and focus on other things. But use time outside of the working hours for all the other stuff, right? But during the business day, focus on things that matter the most and then hold yourself accountable, right? And then every single day, just try to look back at your day, like what did I do well? What did I not do well? Oh my God, maybe I was distracted, or maybe I spent a little bit more time on secondary or tertiary things that are not as important. I should continue to go back and revert back and focus on the primary income activities that'll push it forward. So when I got started, I was so extreme and intense with this to the point where like all I did was I just need to care about clients, candidate deals. And I told myself eventually I can figure out everything else, website, whatever, taxes, admin, operations, but also be hyper focused that before or even late in the evenings or even on the weekends, then anything else, the low hanging fruits, I'm able to kind of really check off the boxes and go through them systematically. But I made it crystal clear that during my workday, when hiring managers are working, when candidates are available, most of my time would be to talk to clients, talk to candidates, reaching out to clients, reaching out to candidates. You really shouldn't be doing anything else, especially if you're yourself. If you have a team, you and your team, 99% of your time should be focused on, again, income producing activities. Anything else, allocate it to a time block once or twice a week, maybe the off hours, maybe off peak hours during your kind of normal work cadence, maybe on the weekends to help you kind of catch up and make sure that you can still get through all of your other objectives in a timely manner while not taking away from like the main stuff that you need to focus on. Lastly, the last tip I want to share is just keep your tools and plugins very, very simple. I think in an industry right now where we're seeing a lot of great innovation, it's so easy to be overwhelmed with all the tools and plugins and ATS and CRM out there. My biggest thing when I first started is I didn't have any money, right? In fact, I borrowed a credit card to start my business. So my budget was zero. So I had to really be scrappy and I had to make the most of like Google Docs, literally a physical notepad, Google Sheets, Excel, and just try my best to manage. And then once I was able to kind of do a couple placements, I was able to reinvest. But most of the things that you find out there, specifically on the ATS and CRM side, are good enough. A lot of them have tremendous amount of overlapping features. Some of them will be different with AI and things like that. These things are not really going to make a significant impact or time saving, right? So find something that works best for you, works best for your budget. There are those out there that are very affordable. There are those out there that are tremendously a lot more expensive. So don't break the bank right now. Keep it lean as possible. Be scrappy and utilize free resources if you don't have the means. If you have more of a budget, then I would say then find maybe 5 to 8 that look good, do a free demo and go with the one that you vibe with. You can always switch to another one. And then also just, be aware of the pricing and things like that, just to make sure that everything else that they offer is aligned with what you and your business are looking for. But it's so easy to be subscribed to so many job sites and tools and AI and plugins. So be mindful of your expenses every single month, but also know that recruiting is a business that utilizes tools, yes, but tools are there to amplify your foundation, right? So you really need to know how to talk to candidates, how to manage the relationship, how to do the same thing with clients, how to manage and drive negotiations, how to make sure a candidate continues to have a really positive experience throughout the interview, and being able to do it over and over and over and over again. Tools are then added to basically optimize your flow, to be able to do it faster, save more time, to be more efficient. But if you don't have the foundations, you don't know what you're doing, then relying on tools to solve your business, to solve your problem is the reverse way of thinking, and it's possibly going to make things harder or more expensive for you down the line. So I would always encourage people to really learn the fundamentals first before hiring any VAs, before hiring any team members, and just keep things simple. Business, it's so easy to overcomplicate things, but focus on the income producing activities, focus on doing everything else at perhaps off-peak hours, and then focus on really mainly using a core basic stack for technology and plugins, and really master those before you start hopping on or start adding on a lot of different tools that might just not make sense for you, right? Or might be adding or creating more time in your schedule or stress or financial stress for that matter. So keep things simple for the day. But I hope that these tips help you. If you have other tips that you felt like I left out, please comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. I really appreciate you guys taking your time out, and feel free to always reach out. We'd love to hear your story and root for you from the side. But yeah, if you like this, give us a thumbs up and comment down what you love the most about this video. Support us, get a shirt for yourself. We've got some new designs coming out soon, and I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.